Hello, and welcome to another Rango cast with me, Rangaroo. And today we are doing a 1v1 on Battleside Zero. So on the bottom side in the blue, playing as Cartel, we got Fargo. And up top in the red, playing as United States of America, we got ourselves Let's Rock, and Let's Rock indeed. So once again, the Xbox control ain't working for some of the replays, so you have to deal with a wonky WSAD camera controls. But nonetheless, let's get right into it. Let's Rock doing 2 oil and 1 aluminum off the bat. While Fargo just going for 2 oil refineries. Both sides capping their banks. And it's very standard early gameplay right now. Fargo getting an aluminum. Does a bit of scouting around. And as you can see, Let's Rock already moving to the left-hand bank and the bottom-hand bank at the same time, but Fargo is going to beat him to the bottom-hand. So we're probably going to see a little bit of bank assault in here in a minute. He's going to run right close and then get shot at. And Let's Rock may want to get his Marines in a building nearby. Well, once again, the Vipers is blowing them up. And Let's Rock just completely ignoring the bank, and where's he going? He's going to be hiding in this building, rightfully so. And ruled out the vehicle bay out from Fargo, getting himself a Jackal, a nice choice for early bank assaults. So he already got 3 Jackals, so he could easily snipe out his bank in like 2 volleys. And he does clear it up. And he's going to be moving his Jackals up. He has an awful lot of them. You usually don't need as many Jackals because, well, they can't really do anything against these thing called Strikers. Or any armor whatsoever. They're only good against infantry. And as you can see, they die quite fast. That's why I usually think it's best to maybe have like two Jackals out at a time, because that's enough to easily clear out a bank. And that'll save you some money where you can start buying super high engine automatics for the anti-tank purposes. And Let's Rock already at DEFCON 2, got some Blazers just in case Fargo decides to get some Hinds. Got a logistical centre out, an armory, getting all those nice buildings, light vehicle bay. Well, Fargo, he is going for the repair centre. Oh my word, he's already got the Tokmak generator up. And I think it's a prototype. Yeah, it's a prototype vehicle bay. Fargo doing quite heavy technological rise. This would be a perfect time right now for Let's Rock to do a bit of aggressive play. He's already killed our automatic. Fargo now just pumping out a few Scorpions. So perfect time for Let's Rock to get in there and start harassing while there's a nice gap in Fargo's defences. And Let's Rock already expanding a bit onto the top hand hill. They've got a refinery here, so it'll easily be ripe for picking. Oh, and also the nice thing about the place is they can shoot down the refinery helicopters quite easily. We have 2 Vipers here, but as you can see, the Blazers being quite smart, not getting too close, stay in their range. Now, is Fargo going to be responding? Only it's like a Scorpion out. He is getting Spectres now, and this is quite early in the game to get Spectres. Usually a lot of Cartel players like to buy jet time a bit, stay in the whole contractor phase before going Black Ops. Fargo just goes straight for the upgrades. And Let's Rock just slowly pounding away at the refinery. Grinding it to dust. And down it goes. A very nice place of the Stinger missile. Shooting down anything up, maybe try and refuel these refineries over here if he does decide to get some. But Fargo now, he does have those Spectres, a very nasty force. And they're going to get closer, and this will be the end of this little assault. As you can see, Fargo got 5 bloody Spectres. I hope Letrock is on the counter. It does have those Hercules and Striker MGSs, but he's probably going to want something a little bit more heavily powered. He's getting a helipad, so Guardians would be a great counter against Spectres. A Guardian and a Little Bird, especially a Little Bird, so you can spot those pesky stealth tanks. Even got some Scout CGSs. Does he have the flamethrower upgrade? No, he does not. Getting a Brum ATU, always a good thing to have. And now Fargo really does have quite a nice army to start attacking with. And 2, is that? No, that's a repair center and a prototype bay. It kind of looks similar at an angle, but yeah, the prototype bay is definitely a lot bigger. And now he is going to be moving out. And you have Guardians being pumped out and a Little Bird. The right idea indeed. Some Striker ATM. But doesn't really have much of a ground force. It's really going to be down to the Guardians to do the damage. You have Blazers. Blazing his refinery just for self-defense. And the light vehicles are taking charge, and hey, there's even a Vextria. Yeah, they're going to be harassing this refinery. Two shots in a defensive position, and he's going to be shooting up the refinery. And down she blows.
Stealth enemy unit detected.
Now, is Letrock going to respond? He does have quite a nice amount of helicopters. He's going to get a bit of a ground force. And he is going to be moving up.
Stealth enemy
It's really going to be down to focus and fire on the Spectres. Making sure the Little Bird can get line of sight. Let's see, can he...
Resources depleted.
Slightly out of range. Fargo is going to be falling back. Actually, one Spectrum manages to get sniped. Those Hellfire missiles are nothing to laugh at. Quite powerful indeed. Especially with the Striker ATGMs. Do have the N-Loss upgrade. And he is going to be chasing him slowly but surely. And now look, Fargo being sneaky, going around the side. And this would be the perfect place to attack. Lots of juicy targets here. Taking down the Phalanx and the refinery. He's going in for more. There's an FOB and another refinery just ready to get blown up, and now going to go down. Well, Letrock's army is trying to fall back and retreat. And Fargo really does have this iron fist of a force. I mean, 3 Brum ATUs, that's a lot of repair vehicles. Bring on a few automatics now. Those automatics will be very useful shooting down those pesky Guardians. And he's sniping at the refinery. Nothing to really blow up here. It's completely empty. And there's the Guardians taking long range pot shots. And it is the long range missiles, so we're going to keep Letrock in this match.
Stealth enemy unit detected.
But even though Spectres do have long range missiles, have an even longer one. And oh look, here comes, what's that again? Yeah, it's a Berkut. Just getting shot down. And it's just a hellfire of missiles.
Stealth enemy unit detected.
The thing about Fargo, if he really wants to counter those missiles, he probably won't. Either he can just go a lot of automatics with the fancy pantsy upgrade that allows it to shoot down missiles, or just get right in there with the Spectres and just get really close and shoot them up with the gun. But automatics would probably be the safer bet, and that's exactly what he is going to be buying. And Electroc, he really does have quite a big helicopter force now. 3 little birds just in case. And they are going to be catching up to the Brem ATUs, which are slower in their tank counterparts. The Guardian's going to be pounding at this refinery at Fargo has put up. Actually, 2 refineries. Electroc getting a little bit of revenge for the FOB he lost earlier. But Fargo is just going to be going for Electroc's base. A little bit of a base trade here. Another FOB being brought down to its knees. Those Spectre was very, very, very deadly. Such powerful bloody railguns.
Stealth enemy unit detected.
And Fargo is going straight for the base.
Stealth enemy unit detected.
That'll probably be his best bet right now, as there's nothing here to defend, and knock out those power generators, stop anything from being built, and then knock out the unit buildings, and he should be good. Electroc is forward and back, so you may want to move up now or never. It is going to be a little bit too late as the forces are coming back. If he did this maybe like 1 minute earlier, he really could have got the drop on the base. He did manage to destroy a power plant? No, that's barracks. No, an armory. That was the armory. Fargo just going to be running back. Yeah, it's the automatics. There ain't going to be enough. And the thing about Electroc's force right now is that he really could just chase down and kill all these Spectres, but he's keeping his helicopters very close to his ground forces, so which really does slow them down. Best bet probably have his helicopters in one group and all his ground forces in another, because they are being hindered by the ground units. Because this is enough to really mess up all of this. Plus, this is probably enough to win in the game, but he needs to use his helicopters independently.
Stealth enemy
Once
unit
again, he is going to be
detected.
chasing, and Fargo, if he is he going to retreat or is he going to stand his ground? He's going to retreat. Now you can see he does follow up with ground forces, but he just ain't fast enough. Letting Fargo slip every time. And we've got Burkutts being brought up. Getting Burkutts to try and shoot down those Guardian helicopters.
Stealth enemy unit detected.
Will it be enough? I think it's gone. Is that an F-35? No, that's another Burkutt.
Stealth enemy unit detected.
And Electroc into his ray through. Probably hit these refineries down here again.
Stealth enemy unit
Do
detected.
quite a bit of damage. He's got all those nasty missiles. Just pounding at a long, long distance. And where is... There's his army, there's the Spectre force.
Stealth enemy unit detected.
He's going to be moving up on this refinery area once again, which has already been rebuilt rebuild. Is Electrock going to fall back and defend or keep on the offensive?
Stealth enemy unit detected.
He is going to be keeping on the offensive once again at a small base trade scenario. Electrock, he could just come into his base and really wipe everything out. There's only a few Scorpios and Jackals, and the Jackals are
Stealth
nothing to be
enemy
worried
unit
about.
detected.
Was that... Did some nukes go off, or was that just... Yeah, it was just my
Stealth
imagination.
enemy unit detected.
Slow this down, yeah. See, Electrock's armies is completely eating all this up. He's really trying to focus down the tokamak generators. He's going straight for the HQ. That's usually not the best build and destroy off the bat. Usually the best ones either like try and knock out the power to stop them from building units, and then destroy like the heavy vehicle bay and the light vehicle bay and the helipad afterwards. They're doing quite a good job at destroying his HQ. Fargo doing the same thing. This is a base trade once again. He's going to be over the tokamak generator, and I think it should make a rather nice explosion when it does die. Yes, it does. I love it. I love it about tokamak generators. He's going for the air control towers. Another smart move, get your planes off the map. Fargo doing the same thing to Electrock's base, but he has a slightly smaller of a force. Having a bit of trouble. He really needs to try and focus down those field generators to stop the build units from being built. And he's focusing down a second tokamak generator. This is probably the first time I've ever seen a cartel player get 2 tokamaks. There we go. Now a nice explosion. Should have taken down some of the helicopters with it. See the air control tower out of power. Electrock is just eating up his base. And Fargo, yeah, he's really out of force now. And he pretty much has lost his base, unless he's rebuilding over here. He does have a barracks. Now Electrock is going to be finishing off the base. This is probably going to be his good game.
Stealth enemy unit detected.
There goes Vehicle Bay.
Stealth enemy unit detected.
But still, Fargo is in the match. He does have that barracks. I believe you can convert the barracks into a HQ. Correct me if I'm wrong. I don't really play Cartel all that much. But yeah, he's pretty much buggered. I would sort of give up at this point because Electrock, he still has a field HQ and he can still build units even though a lot of his stuff did get destroyed. So I'm going to sort of speed this up a bit. Just runs around the map, doing his thing. Now, what can Fargo really do? He does have a few units over here, some Vipers and whatnot. But he's probably not bringing in any money. Yeah, he does surrender, and that will be a GG to Electrock. And now, rather good match from both sides. Electrock, you know, did the best counter against Spectres, and if your opponent does get a lot of heavy tanks, attack helicopters are usually a very nice counter, and Fargo, I think he really could have maybe got a few more automatics, because he was dealing with a primarily missile-based force. So getting a lot of CIWS weapons is the best way to usually deal with shots force. And I think Letrock as well, you know, could have maybe been a bit more independent with the helicopters, because he could have wiped out all those Spectres very easily with just only the Guardians and Little Birds alone, and he could have chased that down and completely wiped out Fargo's main force. But yeah, very good match from both sides. And yeah, that's all I have time for. This has been another Rangaroo cast. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as usual, please just take it easy.